Alicia here with another Lighten Up Weight Watcher friendly recipe, and today's recipe is for pizza lasagna rolls. I love doing lasagna rolls, different types of them. I have one other on my channel already for a turkey lasagna roll that we really enjoy. Very kid friendly, fun to make. Like I said, I just love them. So this is a pizza version of those, and it's also very kid friendly. My son loves these, so I thought I would show you guys how I make these. They're pretty easy, full of flavor, and just like I said, a family-friendly recipe. So let me jump into ingredients and I'll show you what you're gonna need to make these. First off, you're gonna need some lasagna noodles. I'm gonna be using 6 of these. Next up, you're gonna need some marinara sauce. What I've got here is my homemade marinara sauce, 3 cups of it, or a batch of it. I love this stuff. I make it all the time. I use it all the time, pretty much in any recipe that I need a marinara sauce in. I will link that up above and down below if you want to check that out. You can definitely use a store-bought though if you want. That works well too. In fact, in my recipe builder for this recipe, I've got, I believe it's the Aldi organic marinara sauce factored in, and it's 7 points. This is 6 points for the same amount. But that was the closest thing that I could find point-wise, because I'm not able to add this marinara sauce into my recipe builder for whatever reason. I can't figure out how to get that in there. So I just add a store-bought sauce that's the closest in points that I can get. But again, whatever you want to do, you can do the homemade, you can do the store-bought, but you're looking for a sauce that's going to be around 6-7 points for the 3 cups or 24 ounce total that you're going to need. Next up, you can use whatever type of veggies you want. These are what I'm using. I've got 8 ounces of baby portobello mushrooms sliced up. Here is a medium red onion that I've diced and a medium red bell pepper that I've diced up. Next up, you're gonna need some pepperoni. I'm using this Hormel turkey pepperoni, 70% less fat. You're gonna need roughly 36 slices of that. Next up, you're gonna need some Parmesan cheese, 2 tablespoons, and some part skim ricotta, a cup of that. Then you're also gonna need a ½ cup of reduced fat mozzarella. For seasoning in this, I'm gonna be using some granulated garlic. You could also use garlic powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of that, a 1/4 teaspoon onion powder, 1/4 teaspoon Italian seasoning, and an 1/8 teaspoon ground nutmeg. You're also gonna need a 1/3 cup water, and then finally, an egg, a large egg. And that is everything that's in this, so let me get it started. First thing I'm gonna do is get my noodles cooking. So I've got a large pot filled with some boiling water. I'm gonna just cook my noodles according to the instructions on the package, which is 12 to 14 minutes. I'm actually probably gonna do a little less than that because you don't wanna get these too soft, or else they're gonna be a little difficult to work with. So I'm gonna just do them to al dente. I'm gonna add those in and get those cooking. And then over here in a large pan, I'm gonna go ahead and on medium heat, add in my veggies. I'm gonna cook those in there until they're nice and softened. All right, those veggies are looking nice and softened, so I'm gonna add in now my marinara sauce and my 1/3 cup water. I'm gonna stir all that in, and then I'm gonna let this come to a boil. And then at that point, I'm gonna put the heat down to low, and I'm gonna just let this continue to simmer. So now I'm gonna preheat my oven to 375 while that's simmering and I'm putting the rest of this together. And then also over at my noodles, they're looking ready. So I'm gonna pull those, rinse them with some cold water, and then I'm gonna lay them on some wax paper while I'm working on the cheese mixture. I've got my noodles rinsed and drained here, so as I said, I'm gonna just lay them on this parchment paper while I'm doing up the cheese mixture for them, filling. You could also use wax paper. I'm gonna just lay these on here so they're ready to go. So for the cheese mixture, I'm gonna add in first my large egg, my cup of ricotta, 2 tablespoons Parmesan, 1/4 teaspoon granulated garlic, 1/4 teaspoon onion powder, and 1/4 teaspoon Italian seasoning. And then finally my 1/8 teaspoon ground nutmeg. And now I'm gonna just mix all of that together really well. Like that. Now I'm gonna take my cheese mixture and I'm going to, by roughly 2.5 tablespoon amounts here, put this on the noodles, kind of all the way down. Now I'm going to take my pepperoni and I'm going to lay 6 slices on each one of these, just right on top of that cheese. And now I'm going to just roll these up, starting at the end, just kind of tuck it in and roll. Like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these up. Got these all rolled up, so now I'm going to grab an 8x8 inch casserole dish, and I think my sauce has been simmering long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that too. So in my casserole dish here, I'm going to add roughly half of my sauce to the bottom of it. And just spread that in there. And now I'm going to take my rolls. I'm going to just lay them seam side down in the sauce. And now I'm going to cover them with the remaining sauce. Okay, now that I've got those covered, I'm going to cover them with some aluminum foil. And in my preheated oven at 375, I'm going to bake this for about 30 minutes. And then I will be back to finish it up. I let that bake for 30 minutes. And now I've got my mozzarella cheese weighed out here. I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle this on the top. Then I'm going to put this back in my oven uncovered for about 5 to 10 minutes until that cheese is nice and melted. I let this bake about 8 minutes. That cheese is nice and melted. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes and then I will dish out a serving, show you what that is, and give you points. Okay, I've got a serving of this cut out. Or taken out, I should say. That's what it looks like inside. So a serving is going to be 1 roll or 1/6 of the total. So a roll with some sauce. Now the points on these are going to be 8 per serving, which I guess you could say is a little high. I find them very satisfying, filling. Especially if you pair it with like a salad or a veggie, low point. Makes a nice filling dinner. I went ahead and cut into this so you can see what they look like inside, hopefully. But again, we love these. I do different roll variations with these. Again, I think the only other one I have filmed is the turkey spinach one. That's kind of what started me on these. But they're so much fun to make. They're fun to eat. They're kiddo friendly, family friendly. And I don't think too bad point wise. So I wanted to share this with you guys. Let me know what you think if you try them or if you've tried the other one that I have on my channel. But as always, I will have down in the description box below the video, I will have ingredients, instructions, WW points, calories, macros, additional nutritional information, as well as the WW recipe builder link. All of that's going to be down in the description box below, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one.